Hi, my name's Rachel. I got pregnant when I was 20 years old. I was in college. I had 2 years experience. It was a very unexpected pregnancy. I was afraid. I was alone. And all I could do was deal day by day with my life. I got my best grades in college ever that semester, which was funny because that made me focus a little more on my life. I remember going to bed and just crying sometimes just because I didn't know if I was doing the right thing for Leah. I did not see a doctor. I regret that. I didn't tell anybody, and I felt it was a very alone time. But I feel that God gave me the strength to get through that 9 months, and God directed me to do it alone because I was influenced by others. Had I told somebody or had I shared it with somebody, their opinions would have changed my mind, would have changed my decision. The very moment I went into labor, I rode my bike into work and started to cry because all the emotions of that whole 9 months finally came down to this moment. I started to cry, and I didn't know exactly how to handle this. I thought, well, it'll go away. I'll just, everything will be fine. I can do it, and it'll just be fine. And I went into work. I said, I'm not feeling well today. I'm going to go home. I went home. I told my mom I wasn't feeling good, and I slept all day, and I was still in labor. And I had dinner with my family, and I still didn't tell anybody.
My cousins.
Yes, and your cousins. And I went back to where I was house sitting for a night, and I went back there, and finally at 4 in the morning I decided, well, this is it. Everything's got to come out now. And I was excited. At the same time I was frightened. I was filled with so many emotions that I could hardly walk. Plus I was in labor, so I was physically emotional. So I walked home. I came in and I told my mom the how and what happened, and that I was pregnant, and she was in the denial state for a good couple hours, and she finally said, okay, all right, let's deal with it. She took me to the hospital, and my brother, with the most unconditional love of this world, unconditional love is a total godly thing, but my brother was the most unconditional person, grabbed me by the shoulder and gave me Bill Cosby Lamaze, and we got to the hospital, and I had Leah. And even at that moment, for the whole 9 months, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to keep my daughter, but I was still ready to do anything to please everybody else. I had her. I fell in love with her the moment I saw her. My brother was the first to hold her. She has a real close connection with him. My mom was still a little nervous, very in denial. If she had not been in the delivery room with us, I don't know if she would have a connection, because I didn't show when I was pregnant, and I kept it such a secret. I still was ready to please them with whatever decisions needed to be made. And then, I had her in the hospital, and I started to nurse her, and everybody knew at that moment what my decision was. And all of my fears of pregnancy were not so much, how can I express this? I was alone, and I knew what decision I wanted to make, but my fear about having Leah at such a young age and having Leah as a single mom was how this was going to affect our family, how this was going to affect my relationship with my mom, my relationship with my brother. This was all...
My dog.
And your dog. And in my mind, I had visions of being the outcast of the family. I was the black sheep. I was, I just felt like I was going to be even more isolated by my decision to keep her. And I don't know how I could have been so stupid. My family is so unconditional. They're so loving. Within the first 2 hours of her birth and her life, I had a full wardrobe of clothes from all the handmade towns. I had support coming out of the walls. My family they just baptized me with their love, and it was it was the most beautiful moment of my life. Worldly expectations sometimes get in the way. What you expect of other people to think, what you expect yourself to feel. When you find yourself in a situation of being pregnant and you're not supposed to, you have choices. You have the choice of life. The other choice is to abort. I believe in all my heart and all my life and the whole gift that God gives us. Abortion is not a choice to make. When I had Leah, finally got my best kept secret out in the open, the outpouring of love from my family and from all the support telling me that this was the most precious gift God has ever given to the world. When that happened, I knew that God had given me the strength to make the choice of life, because that is the only choice. Adoption is another choice. Abortion is not a choice. The joy that the life of a child brings is amazing. It's amazing. There's nothing else you can say about it. It's like an angel. Each child is an angel. I just want to say to the women out there, it doesn't matter how you get pregnant. It doesn't matter if you're in a nice relationship, in a rocky relationship. God gave you the gift to get pregnant. Some women aren't able to get pregnant, and they suffer inside because they're not able to get pregnant. And those that can get pregnant, the gift of adoption is giving the life to somebody that can't give a life. Life is a wonderful choice. God has a plan for everything we do and has a plan for every life that is in this world. I just want to say thank you to my family, thank you to God, and thank you for Leah, because life is the best choice, the only choice.
My family, Mom.
And your family?